James, I don't care what stars they give you. You're a five-star. You've been a five. Listen, man, University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Does you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
Nah.
Who's been your tough defender? Like, who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person you ever played?
I don't see nobody.
I knew this.
Nobody.
He was gonna give it the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
So I just got to do what I do.
University of Miami, they land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams.
Yeah.
Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties.
Uh-huh.
And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, but like a striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's what's
Because
up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses. And we're gonna he can feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety, then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety.
Right.
So I feel like we just gonna make each other better.
Yeah, James played free safety. He wanted to play free safety. He was big on that. But James don't never be back at free safety. James be closer to the line than the linebacker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's
just him helping his team win.
That's his chess. Yeah, that's it. That's him playing chess with the team. I totally
Yeah.
get it. I covered James since he was that big, bro. I've known him all his life.
I just feel like every time it's just man on man. If he wins the battle, then that goes to play. He doesn't break on the run, or if this person like doesn't take that step, or certain things. I feel like you beat your man every play,
Right.
and you got the best chance to stop any team, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-star. Loyalty. 6'12", 276 pounds.
Yeah. And like after that, I just started going crazy. Tackles after tackle.
Yeah, the first play was like a tackle for loss, like 6.
Yeah.
No, they didn't touch you. Like,
Yeah, like they did.
explain to me, dog. Like, what is that about? Like, how do they not? You 6'5", 300 pounds.
I mean,
Is it something? Is it a swim move? Is something you do? Like, they don't see you? You're teleporting? What's going on?
I'm too fast for long.
They don't realize you that fast when the game starts. Like,
I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, I just gotta show the world. Like, I'm the true 50. I'm the next 56 up. The next. I'm gonna just go crazy this year. Like, show people like, wow, at 56. Like, show them like I want to take care of my mom. I want to put in a big house, stupid cars, big pool in the backyard. Put on for my brothers, my nieces and nephews, like coaches. I think all of them boys for like having me here at this like position that I'm in now, cause like it took hard work and dedication. Without all of them to guide me in the right path, I wouldn't be here today. So I think all of them for like helping me out. Like, yeah.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what this nigga bullshit.
Big time players step up in big game. All the criticizing, all that, it's over, baby. Big time players step up in big game.
Boy, we got 83 in here already. That's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, so doing this little post game thing late paid off, huh? What's good, man? I'm deep about to talk about everything from Bitcoin to ball. Few things to get into. We're gonna get into this University of Miami versus Southern Miss game. I'm getting into that. I'm getting to this Texas A&M loss. If you're just tuning in, Appalachian State. I'm laughing. I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing. Appalachian State just knocked off Texas A&M, which makes the game next week a little suckier, a little sucky. Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about that. Yeah, I think it make the game next week a little sucky. They was ranked number 6. Scheduled Appalachian State, a formidable opponent. Before Miami game, but that's big bad SEC. You know what I'm saying? They do what they want to do, right? How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that next week game now? Just let me know in the comment section. How y'all feel about next week game now? So listen, man, before we get started real fast, 786-405-9499, 786-405-9499. Got the red cup, the red thing right here. 786-405-9499. Before we get started, I'm going to bring my boy Rich in here. Somebody say A&M losing is great for us. If you're looking at it on Twitter, y'all come check us out on YouTube. We're not going to stay on Twitter. I don't know. Twitter live, Twitter video. I don't know what Twitter live, Twitter video. It's like it's not connected. It's like it's not really connected to Twitter. I don't know what be going on. What I got on my hat right here? What is this? What is? It won't go away. What is it? Yeah, I don't know what Twitter live be. I don't seem like it's not actually connected. I'm gonna bring my boy Rich in here, man. We have a couple more people stopping by. Egg should pop in here. But first thing first, let's get it out of the way, man. Appalachian State knocks off Texas A&M. Bam, there go Rich. Bam.
Yo.
State knocks off Texas A&M. And looking at these numbers, dog. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like looking at these numbers. Like I don't even know. Like I'm gonna pull this in here. Maybe y'all can see it. 17-14. Texas A&M, Haynes King, 13 for 20, 97 yards. Okay. They weren't passing the ball. All right, wait. They weren't passing the ball. Devon Aiken, 10 carries for 66 yards. Haynes King again, 8 rushes for 23 yards. Rich, did you watch this game?
I didn't watch the game, but I had the same reaction when I saw what they did in terms of a game plan. And I have to say that win was purely App State coaches out coaching Mr. Fimbo Jisher. Because when you think about it, App State went up tempo during the loss to UNC last week, and they scored over 60 points. And A&M, I don't know if they thought the game plan was going to be the same, but the one thing that they knew is that you don't want to give a team like Texas A&M that has more talent than you, with all the receivers, the Yule Keith Browns, you don't want to give them a chance to get on the field and stay on the field, or have multiple opportunities to score. So what you do is you run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You run the ball. You control the clock. You control time of possession, and you execute as well, because when you need to score, you really need to execute. And then you limit your penalties. You limit your turnovers. You do the right things in order to win the game. And so that's a hell of a job for that coaching staff to take a team that's used to, scoring like a freaking, running like a Ferrari, and taper it all the way back and go slow and steady like a Mack truck. So, it is what it
Right.
is, and it could be a recipe for us when it comes to what we do next week. And if you think about it, that's kind of what we did during this game. I mean, we really emphasized the running game. Of course, I was saying it in
Mm-hmm.
the chat. Run Thad, because Thad is going to make those boys tired. It's going to make the defense back up, and that's what it did. I mean, he started running, they started backing up. He went from having, his first carry I think was a tackle for loss, and then he went from tackle for loss to, you know, late third quarter getting 7-yard runs when he touches the ball. So, you know, uh, if there's a formula to be had, I think that could be it.
So sum it up real fast. What exactly did they do?
App State controlled the clock,
Uh
and
huh.
they kept the ball in their hands, and that's basically what they did.
But in order to control the clock, you gotta get first downs.
Yes, you do.
But you
Do you
saying they
have
played a.
stats on the first downs?
You said they playing a. But you saying they playing a slow. They played a slow game. Like they.
Yeah, when you look at the when you look at the quarterback going 15 of 30, he didn't even have a great game. But the one
Mm-hmm.
thing he didn't do is he didn't throw any picks.
Oh my God! Check this out, brother. 41, 41 minutes for App State, 18 for Texas A&M.
There you go.
315 total yards for App State, 186 for Texas A&M. Bro, listen, I don't know how much that is of App State or how much that is of Texas A&M being bad.
You're
Because even
right,
Texas
because
A&M get a chance to get the ball.
right, that means they couldn't get off the field on third down at all.
Right, right,
Yeah, that's terrible. Or as Charles Barkley would say, that's terrible.
right. So we got right now Florida and Kentucky going at it. That's 7-3. And Malik Bryant, Miami linebacker, they say is in attendance at Florida's game. Um, I went to see Malik play earlier this year. Kind of looks like a defensive end, but he built like a linebacker. But he always ends up on the end. I'll tell y'all guys this, man. Look at it like this. Sometimes a lot of these kids grow up in places where, bro, listen, it's a college football game. You're on the field. College girls are screaming your name.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe you're not on the field. Maybe you're in the stands, but college girls are screaming your name. 80,000 people in the stands. Like, and sometimes we're telling kids not to experience this.
Right.
You know what I mean? He going to Florida. What I'm saying is that think about it when you were a kid, right? Now, if he's this mature kid and he's like, I'm not gonna do that to Mario. Like, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
think about it, dog. You're telling a kid not to go be a star. You know what I'm saying? Not to go be a basically a celebrity for a couple of
Celebrity.
hours. Enjoy a SEC football game when you probably never been to a college football game.
Right.
Or only the ones on recruiting. So y'all got to kind of look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So it could be smoke. It couldn't be smoke. I don't know. But I just know these kids sometimes they're out of their element and they're like, oh man, listen, this is kind of cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go check out Florida game.
Well,
That's how I kind of look at it.
I would say this. I don't necessarily think we have anything to worry about with Malik Bryant per se. But I will say this though, and I'm not trying to be. I'm a Kane fan, but I gotta say it. It's something about going into that stadium and that stadium being full. It's something about having all the college girls, as you mentioned, screaming your name. Worshiping you, basically. I mean,
Right.
it's something about that. And I gotta say, that's if when you look at what Napier has done, you know, I have to give him his props because his team is ready to play. They're playing a tough Kentucky team right now, who's evenly matched with them, and from the quarterback position, from the identity on offense, from what they're trying to do on defense, they have their identity. So I would say, you know, when you got that going on, and you also have the crowd that they have and the people that they always bring to games, that's a tough, big that's a big sell, and I would definitely want to experience it. It's just like when I went to Clemson. When you go to Clemson and you see that interest for the first time, and you get to experience all that stuff, it's not something that you get in a city. You don't get that in a city.
Right.
So the one thing that Miami can do, which they're poised to do after Jimbo fumbled the bag, is Miami's always been about winning. Winning has always been our identity.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about Malik and what he's doing over there. What the Miami Hurricanes have to do if they want Malik in the fold and any other recruit, because honestly, after seeing what went on in college football this weekend, I would say that all of the recruits are really that we want. We can go out and get every last one of them, but it's going to be up to us to actually win and put a great product on the field week in and week out.
Right.
So that's on us. That's not on the recruits. We're supposed to be selling them.
Right. 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 So the next thing before we get into the Hurricane game, we got X in the back. I don't know. I never saw Vontae Williams' page before, but they said Vontae Williams looked pretty pissed at the game, and he took all this Newham stuff down. Anthony Euro tweeted this: Vontae Williams has removed all his Miami-related stuff. Anthony Euro is the little 305 sports kids that I interviewed before. That's in that does 305 sports, and I see the guy right here. Trip, now they say it's a bad look, Euro, and then these guys that I recognize, you know what I'm saying? Say they're thirsty, bro. I posted it when somebody told me in the private group me, because I like to give, you know what I'm saying, in the private group me that we have. If you want to join, the join button's right there. I posted it because I want to inform the people in the private group me. I wouldn't tweet anything out like that, right? I mean, but I'm realizing that. I mean, to some people, it's just news, bro. There's no emotion involved. There's no. I saw Joe Buttons talking to the guy from No Jumper. I saw Joe Buttons talking to the guy from No Jumper, and they were kind of going at the guy from No Jumper about, because the guy from No Jumper became big from talking about gang-related beefs.
Yeah, Adam,
the white guy with all the tattoos. I forget his name.
Yeah, Adam 22.
Yeah, he became big from talking about gang-related beef, and Joe Buttons then were going at him like, bro, listen, like, and then the light-skinned guy who sits on the panel with Joe Buttons says something that made sense. He basically said that, listen, he said because some people report on things with no repercussions or there's no remorse of the collateral damage of what may happen. Like there's no, there's no connection to it. Doesn't really know how it works. It's like, hey, whatever. So what's up, Jumbo? Y'all going in on the like? It's like there's no care about the collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta just stop thinking that everybody ain't gonna do media like everybody's not gonna do media with some type of compassion or some type of give a fuck for what's going on. Somebody say Joe Biden, no S Street. We're talking about Joe Buttons. Yeah, so
Joe Button.
Right. So everybody's not gonna care like that, and I don't know. That may be me being a bad media guy because I'm supposed to report the news, right?
Absolutely.
So that could be me being That could be me being bad at media. That I would only tell it to my private 200 people and not put it out there.
It's not you being bad at media at all, because these situations are touch and go with kids, man, because they kids are emotional, especially when they want to be out there helping their brothers, they get emotional. And the one thing I'll say is this, if you saw that game, you saw a lot of things, and even the commentators, during halftime said it. They were like, this offense is kind of vanilla. They're like, we feel like Miami's running like base defense, vanilla offense. It's like they're not trying to. It's like they're trying to not show their hand before they go to that A&M game. We saw Cam Kinchins not play a lot after playing a lot during the first game. He played a significant amount of minutes, and then he didn't play. We saw what's his name, Rooster, get in the game for a couple carries, then get taken out. It's some kids who, what's his name? Not Zion. Is it Zion, right? The left tackle.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's cleared by now, but we didn't see him get in the game.
I think I think he had like a snap count.
Yeah. So it's chess, not checkers.
Right.
So when Tay is not out there, it's not because Tay is, not as good as another person, which, that other person being Blades was like, we don't even play the same position, which he's right about. However, we know that Tay is a dog, right? We know Tay is great at whatever position he plays, right? If you had to take the best 11, Tay would be in that best 11. Everybody knows that and understands that. But do you risk Tay getting injured during this game when you got A&M next week and you got the boys from the crib that you're going to have to cover and everything else?
So you're saying what? You're saying that
even Leonard Taylor.
So you're saying it's possible they holding Tay out?
I think so, because we saw that last week. We saw that last week with Rooster, and then we saw it during this game where he didn't even Rooster didn't even he had 4 snaps? And it's like, why would a team do stuff like that?
Okay, let me get a few things out of the way. First of all, I do not agree with what Rich is saying. This is his own take, okay?
That's my own take.
That's his own take, all right? Listen, that's Rich's own take. It could be true. It couldn't be true. You know what I'm saying? I have another theory, which I don't have. I had any insight. Rich would know if I had any insight. I haven't really asked. I was going to ask Mario about Tay. Manny Vivaro was like, I don't think that's a post-game question. We'll ask him Monday. But I was going to ask Mario about, hey, what's going on with Avonte? I think he's having a hard time learning the offense, the defense. I think he's having a hard time learning the defense. That's what I believe. I don't. Another thing. So, Cos Kane, shout out to Cos Kane for the $5. Let me catch up on some of this stuff. He says, Streeter, ask Shamar Stewart if he wants to come home after we beat them. Funny thing, I don't think I ever told y'all publicly. I told the villain, the football villains, like when I went to go sit down with Luigi brother, right? Y'all, everybody follow me? The name Shamar Stewart came up and he was like, is he on the plane yet on the way back home? And I was like, huh? He was like, is he on the plane on the way back home? I was like, it's possible. But I was totally caught off guard when he asked me that. You know what I'm saying? I was totally caught off guard. But I was like, it's definitely possible. Shamar Stewart is okay up there. You know, he had a sack in the first game. I'm not sure what his stats was today. He got some NIL stuff going on. So he's okay up there. He's okay up there for now. App State had us on the ropes last year, brothers. I just got a text from a UM coach. It was like, hey, listen, remember you asked me last year how we in the dogfight with App State? That's not what I asked him. You know what I'm saying? What I asked him was, how does App State get players you don't recruit to play at a level to be in a dogfight with you? That's what the question was. But But basically, the App State thing, and Texas A&M losing, which takes a little lust out the game next week, right, X?
Yeah.
It's just one of those scheduling things. I think you schedule the wrong team. You saw how we looked, bro, in the first half. You schedule the wrong team before a big game, and don't get up to play it. Now, Texas A&M had the ball. App State had the ball 41 minutes. X. Texas A&M had the ball 18 minutes. Texas A&M had 186 total yards. That's not a good team, dog. Something's not. They're not good.
I mean, I keep telling people like they not gelling. For one, Jimbo don't have the team that he created at Florida State. Everybody keep thinking that's what he's doing at Texas A&M, but it's not. Jimbo, when he got to Florida State, remember, he was already at Florida State before he became the head coach. Bobby Bowden was still the coach. When they fired Bobby, Jimbo was already there putting his team together. So he had everything in place. All he had to do was find him a quarterback. He ended up getting that good DC who came, which Mark Stoops, who's at Kentucky, built that defense for him before he got the head coaching job at Kentucky, and then they just hit lightning in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So everybody expecting Jimbo to do the same thing, which is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because Texas A&M they don't got the quarterback. They don't got the coordinators that Jimbo put together at Florida State. And I keep telling people like, yeah, I think UM could go in there and beat them. Today they play App State. App State gave Carolina a run for their money.
Yeah. Oh, they did, huh?
They beat A&M. You know what I'm saying? So, and the crazy thing is, Street have been saying this for 2 years. You're going to start see parity in football where teams who not normally getting all the talent, but are able to hit the transfer portal and bring older guys back, beat teams. Guess what? App State beat Texas A&M. Not only them, Marshall beat Notre Dame.
It's a lot of close games. Shout out to Brad Keytron for becoming a member, man. Shout out to Brad Keytron for becoming a member, man.
Yeah, Marshall.
Want to become a member? Hit join button right there. Listen, okay, another thing. They're saying Travis Hunter is not on the field at Tennessee State game. Somebody had people asking, is he suspended? Nobody knows. Who knows what's going on? But I realize a lot of these players like Mesidor. Mesidor is kind of nicked up. He didn't play today. So that's something else to follow. Now let's get to these K's, man. We got all that out the way, all of this news. Let's get to these Canes, bro.
Yeah, so the Avonte Williams news. I've been getting texts and Twitter DMs, and I'm like, okay, so here's the situation. I mean, if you're on your job, you're doing everything that you think you're supposed to be doing to get a pay raise, but you don't, and somebody else get a pay raise, of course you're going to be mad. So, I mean, Avonte, he's trying to do everything he could do to get in a position to be on the field with Cam, or on the field with James, or on the field regardless. Streeter said it earlier, well, it may be a situation where he just might not know the exact playbook to be on the field.
Right.
And then you got James and Cam. I mean, if people put their membranes together, you got James and Cam. It's hard to get those guys off the field. So it's like, what do you know, for fans, why are you complaining? I understand why the players complain, but for fans, what are you complaining about when you got James and Cam right there in the position that y'all want them at?
Well, here's what I would complain about, because my argument was, saving Avonte for a bigger game. But I would say this. I remember Mario. I remember Coach Steele and everybody else on that staff saying, we're going to play the best 11 guys. And from what I saw,
they gotta be the best 11 guys who understand the defense or the offense they want to play.
Yeah.
look, man. Let me, for example, Leonard Taylor didn't start, right? But
Hey.
when Leonard Taylor came in the game, once again, he made an immediate impact.
Yeah, but Leonard Taylor is different from Avante. That's a defensive lineman. We talk about a safety.
I don't know, because
cover, who has to read the defense. That defensive lineman don't got to do as much as the safety got to do.
so now I'm gonna be like everybody in the chat, and I'm gonna say, and I hate to do this because I don't like to call kids out like that, but would you really have had Blades in the game after the mishaps he had, as opposed to Avante, who has the speed to, even if he don't know the plays, he has the speed in order to recover any mistakes that he makes.
Blaze mishaps. Explain Blaze mishaps, because for one, no, Blaze haven't been a mishap at UM. I don't know.
I think one comes before the other, right? I think one comes before the other. If you can't understand, if you can't understand the plays, right? If you can't understand the plays, or you can't get it, you can't get on the field. So one comes before the other. So the person that makes it to the field can get in the game and have some mishaps, right?
Yeah.
But one comes before the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my theory, because I know last year that Avante was in the game, but people really had to help him. Pre-snap.
Okay, I remember Coach Hayes saying this. I'm gonna go back into the vault, the Coach Hayes vault. Coach Hayes was like, "You as the coach, you are supposed to." I remember the story he told about the kid where he had to spray paint his face mask. You do whatever it takes in order to have your best players out on the field, getting reps, trying to win games for you.
Right. Coach Hayes is on YouTube.
Yeah,
and Kevin Steele is down at the Green Tree.
Coach Hayes coached.
It's a lot different.
Coach Hayes is on YouTube, right? Kevin Steele is down at Green Tree. So I say that to say this. 1 second, X. Coach Hayes did coach and has a lot of knowledge. Kevin Steele is the coach. So maybe Kevin Steele, that ain't his philosophy. Maybe that wasn't a Randy Shannon's philosophy, because he got a lot of 5 stars out of here. Wouldn't play Devin Hester, wouldn't play Willie Williams because of his philosophy.
All right, cool. Then let's chalk it up to this then. If Tay got a transfer, in order to get some with coaches that are going to coach him, their system, and for him to ball out to get to the NFL and do what he got to do, then that's what he got to do.
I mean, that's what he got to do. But at the same time, Tay got to understand is you gotta be coachable. You can't just go off of raw talent. Like, that's just not what it is anymore.
Go check his stats last week versus UNC. What I am saying is this: that same Chase Bryce, who couldn't throw the ball 15 yards at Clemson because he never really got on the field anyway. Then he went over to Duke. Same thing.
Nothing.
I mean, was just terrible. Looked like if you saw him play at Duke, you would not believe what he's doing at App State right now.
But get to App State and get a coach, and he's serviceable.
Exactly.
15 for 30, 134 yards. Somebody come and say he beat A&M. Listen, bro. 15 for 30, 134 yards, dog. You agreeing with that, Rich? I'm gonna put you in the back room. Sean Round, shout out to Sean Round. Sean Round said, "Get me to the platinum diamond." Sean, you gotta get yourself there, bro. You gotta go sign up your level. You know what I'm saying? And you get the bottles with the sparkly stuff brought out to you. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get to the platinum diamond. All right, man. Let's get into this game, bro. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of numbers, man, and we're gonna get into this game. Game didn't start off favorable, right? It didn't start off favorable. I got the private group me. Shout out to the football villains. I got to read all that stuff in there. This a team that's supposed to beat A&M next week. They gonna blow us out. And A&M
and AM lose.
in a dog fight with App
They
State.
still gonna blow us out.
So check me out. Listen, Rushing. Henry Parrish hits another 100 yards again. Frank Gore was seven carries for 10 net yards. They thought Frank Gore was going to. They thought Southern Miss was going to come in and run a Wildcat, and they didn't. Actually, they didn't even really run Frank Gore.
They
It was just
tried a different scheme because they knew
Right.
UM was going to basically base their game off of stopping Frank Gore. So they tried to do different things. You see, that's why they started trying to throw the ball. They started trying to run the quarterback or give the other players the ball before they give Frank Gore. I mean, listen, when you play football, a team try to counter what you're trying to do to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not just, okay, hey, well, we know we gonna run Frank Gore. Hey, they know we gonna run Frank Gore. Let's just go do it and see if they gonna stop us. Oh yeah, they gonna stop us because they the better team. How about let's do something else to figure things out where we could probably get some plays off it. Then we could try to get Frank Gore in, slips in there. You know what I'm saying? That's football. That's the parity of football. Again, UM came out with a vanilla plan. They wasn't trying to game scheme or nothing. They were like, man, we the better team. Let's just go out there and beat them and get healthy. And that was it. I don't know what more do you guys want. UM is not at the point where we supposed to beat everybody by 50, 60 points. I mean, we were 7-5 last year. It just don't happen like that. We just start beating everybody by that. You know what I'm saying? We 2-0. We got a big game going to Texas A&M. Obviously, Texas A&M lost. It's still a big game, big, huge game. You want to get out there with a W and be healthy so you can play the next week healthy. You know what I'm saying? And then go to ACC. Like, stop putting what is called Street to stop putting
cart before the horse before the cart. Wait.
Yeah. Stop putting expectations in front of a team. It's a new team. This is not the same team from last year. It's a new coaching staff. It's a new team. Regardless if you got the same players, it's a new team. Go out there and win the game that you play.
But at the same time, X. When I got in the booth, you said we look like shit.
Yeah, no, we look the bad.
First half, you said it.
No, yeah, we look the bad.
So they came out here with a freshman quarterback. They came out here with a freshman quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Zach Wilkie was 16 for 27, 207 yards. He had a touchdown, got sacked 3 times. But this kid, Brownlee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Brownlee, 11 targets, caught 5 passes for 102 yards. Who did he bomb?
Malik Curtis.
Yeah, Malik Curtis started at cornerback, right? Miami started like 5 different players. They started like 5 different players, right? Malik Curtis started at cornerback, and I'm on my way from the Chaminade Miami Northwestern beatdown. I was watching the game. Malik Curtis had a rough time at the beginning of that game.
Yeah,
he did.
He did.
And one thing I'll say with him is he had a rough time because after he got that pass interference call, I feel like it kind of shook up his confidence a little bit, and that's what led to that touchdown. But when he as the game went on, he started to play corner the way you should play corner, with turning his head around and getting his body in the game. So he showed that he could actually do those things. Ivy, I mean, he had a good game.
Ivy had a good game. Did he? Did he? I think he had made some plays. I saw him make some tackles. I just think Ivy's not aggressive. Like, he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not aggressive. I just think he's not aggressive like that.
Same thing was happening with Blades, man. Blades wasn't as aggressive as you would want your corner safety to be.
You say Blades wasn't aggressive?
I don't think that.
On certain plays, he wasn't. And we're talking about game-changing plays, right? So, people are going to look at that. and
All right,
maybe
so
it's
let me say a few things because everybody expected UM to just be the best team ever. Alabama won their game by 1 point. Notre Dame lost to Marshall. Texas A&M lost to App State. Other teams struggle. It's not that type of football no more. Well, you just the best recruited team and going to just beat everybody. That's not it no more.
What you saying? You think something changing?
I think people are getting better players who could play as far as the transfer portal or kids being older. You got this App State team is a lot older than the A&M team. And guess what? They beat them. That Marshall team is a lot older than that Notre Dame team. They beat them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we expecting, Alabama recruited way better than Texas. They supposed to blow them out by 40 points. Yeah, it don't happen like that. Guess what? It's 2019. UM recruited way better than Southern Miss. We supposed to beat them 70-0. Guess what? It's 30-7. You got the W. Go home, get ready for next week. Everybody's doing expectations about exactly what. This is Mario's first go round with the season. He's 2-0. He has the team playing a lot better than last year. Guess what? Last year we struggled with App State and barely won. At this point, last year we was 1-1. Got blown out by Alabama and barely won against App State with a field goal. You know, we had to rely on a true freshman to kick a field goal. This year,
somebody said X speaking Hennessy.
Whatever you want to speak, it's the truth. We 2-0. We 2-0. Last week we blew a team out.
We're trying to break down the game. And here go X. X just giving dissertations and shit. Listen, bro. Listen. Rome wasn't built this day. Okay?
It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't. I mean, what do you?
Rome was built brick by brick. All right.
I mean, okay. So what do we expect? Okay, TVD didn't have his best game. All right. Henry Parrish ran for what? What you say he ran for 100? How you have much? One something?
Just calm down, man. Let's just go down. Let's just break it down. All right, just calm down, dog. We trying to go to Tootsie, dog. You go to Tootsie, dog. Man, Rich got this. Just calm down. Calm down, dog.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Nah, you can't. Listen. If you could scroll back up to all the group chats and see what people were saying in the first half, it just be a bunch of overreactions. You know what I'm saying? It just be a bunch of overreactions. TVD know he didn't look well. TVD said, if I play like this next week, we don't lose. TVD know he didn't look well. Yeah, I mean, they started off slow. I mean, what they said was that, listen, we thought they were going to come out in a Wildcat, and they didn't. They came out in something else. And when they realized it, even from the field, standing on the field in the second half, you could see them now getting up the field, and they really couldn't block us in the second half. So what did they do different? Like, what did you see them do different? They said they realized that they wasn't finna run the offense they thought they was gonna run with Frank Gore.
Yeah, and they just felt like, okay, so they not gonna do what we thought they was gonna do. We just gonna go ahead and just attack.
At that point, it was an avalanche. I mean, we was in the end zone. We was in the end zone right after Leonard Taylor got them 2 sacks, and it was coming.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't even look like last week. Like last week, it didn't even look like this. And the defense kind of shut down in the second half.
Yeah, again, if you talk to the OC or the DC or any coach who's on the staff who's on field, they'll tell you, they like, yeah, the game plan is just to go ahead and beat them because we better and get out the game healthy. It's not much you can scheme against them because, like, even if you just run a regular play, you should be able to beat them. And that was just the game plan. And I said it before the season started. Like the first 2 games, I don't know what y'all expect besides 2 W's. You know what I'm saying? So now, this week we got Texas A&M. Now I expect y'all to see a scheme. Oh, let's draw. We got 15, 17 plays who we know that's gonna work against them. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I mean that, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, they look like they sluggish. They look kind of like they was just overlooking this game and waiting for next week. And obviously, Texas A&M did the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
You say Blaze, Ham with the 499 say Blaze was waiting on the interception.
Waiting on-
Waiting on the interception like a punt.
Yeah, hey.
Man.
Hey, but
no,
but
Henry
all we
Parrish
can-
gets 100. Henry Parrish gets another 100-yard game. He had like 20 rushes though.
Yeah, 20 for
Rooster
like
was
100 something.
Yeah, Rooster was on the snap count. So Rooster was on the snap count. I think Zion was on the snap count. Mesidor set out. He was nicked up a little bit. Everybody set out this weekend. Bang set out.
Yeah.
Central.
It almost looked like the West set out today too, because they got beat.
Yeah, they could have just not showed up. But I don't think though. So TBD said in the press conference that they asked him. So basically, do you guys have a lot more in your chamber when it comes to the offense? And TBD was basically like, yeah, the whole plan the last 2 weeks was just to be basic, run the ball. You know what I'm saying, and try to get out of here healthy, like X said. And like Rich said, a couple more of these stats, man. Let me see. Like I said, this kid Brownlee, I looked him up. How much
Thad had?
What?
Thad
had a good game. Thad was 12 carries, 57 yards.
Wow, I thought I seen Thad with a lot more touches than 12.
It seemed that way because he was effective.
Well, he had 12 carries for 57 yards. Perry Harris had 21, and Rooster only had 5 for 17. They had the highest average. Restrepo led us again with 72 yards, 7 targets, caught 6 of them. Rashad Smith had 4 targets. I think y'all want to see that, don't y'all?
Oh yeah, we've been waiting on that.
Wow, it just looked like Thad had a whole lot more carries than 12 though.
Did it? He only had 12.
The second half, it looked like Thad was getting the ball every play almost.
Yeah, they didn't want to tackle him. They was like, I'm not going head up against him no more.
Yeah, the second half, it looked like Thad was getting the ball almost every play. That's why I was like, 12? Only 12?
Shout out to the football villains, man. Chris Young getting a football villain group me, but he must be really, really wanting to say this. The fan base old flag and apology. The fan base old flag and apology because he played it. In the comment section, man. Y'all think y'all old flag and apology? Let's look at flag stats.
I said flag gonna be good this game because the team run the ball.
Flag led us. Guess who led us in tackle? Y'all take a guess. Woo! Take a guess. Listen, boy. Jay-Z said these numbers don't lie.
Bogales led us in tackles? Nah.
Who led us in solo tackles? Take a guess.
Solo tackles was
in the comment section.
Steve.
Take a guess.
Steve? No, not Steve.
Who else? Y'all, somebody else take a guess.
You know who it is.
Who?
Flag.
No, it wasn't Flag. I take Flag.
It wasn't Flag. Okay.
I solo tackle. Who led us in solo tackle? Sometimes, dog, when you emotions get involved, when you don't like somebody, your eyes deceive you.
So solo tackles had to be maybe Ivy.
Blades.
DJ Ivy led us in solo tackles.
I knew it.
Had 5. Flag had 4. Flag led us in tackles with 6. And DJ Ivy was second.
DJ Ivy had to make the tackles because he was getting thrown at the most.
I knew y'all was gonna say that. When the man make tackles, now you getting picked on. Somebody said DJ Ivy just didn't. He didn't look like he wants to engage. Like he don't have the heart. But DJ Ivy led us in solo tackles. With 5. And Flag once again was up there at the top. Flag was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean the team ran the ball. So I said this last week. I said they're gonna run the ball. Flag gonna be all over the field because Flag plays for a team that runs the ball. Now, when the team start doing a whole lot of spread and passing, yeah, you're gonna start hearing a whole lot of Flag criticism. I mean, that's just what it is. So he had a good game today. Let's just be happy.
Well, Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Flag played well today. And Wesley was saying and few things. Wesley St and Chase came in a lot together on third downs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Smith needs to touch the ball more on offense.
He does. I mean, Keyshawn is he was actually our third leading receiver last year. This year, I don't believe he ain't got a target this year so far. I don't think.
Did he? I think he caught a pass last week, didn't he?
Nah, I think last week was just special teams. This week, I think he got a target, but I don't know if it's nothing big.
This week, didn't he score a touchdown? They called it back or something? Almost a long run or something?
Hold on, let me look at the stats.
No, I got the stats right here. I thought he had like a long catch and they called it back.
Keyshawn
Smith had 4 targets, though. He was 4 for 49.
Yeah, but he caught 3 out of the 4.
He caught 3 out of 4. Yeah, 3 for 49. And as long as it was that 35-yard one, didn't they? But I thought they called that back.
Oh, that was the day, right?
Yeah. I think that one for a touchdown. I think that one stuck.
Right. Oh, they kept it.
3 for 49 and a touchdown. Okay.
Right.
That was the flea flicker.
Damn, X had me confused. And we just showed the flea flicker on the video. We just showed the flea flicker on the video.
Rashard looked good today.
Rashard, yeah. And Romello seems like he needs to get more touches also. I think these guys get more touches as the season go along. But to this is my question. In the comment section, y'all too. TVD looking uncomfortable, dog. Like, what is that about? He never looks uncomfortable in practice. Like, he looked really uncomfortable today. Like, almost as if they were doing something that they ain't.
Well, the thing was, Southern they blitz almost every play. And I said this. I said, well, this will be a good week to see how good our offensive line going to be, because this team going to blitz every play, no matter what. They put pressure on.
Right. Brandon Tick said, y'all ain't watching the game. Brandon Tick, I was standing on the field, but sometimes when you're standing on the field, you kind of working. You're not watching. You got to go back and actually watch it. So I was at the game, Tooks, on the field. Talk about watching the game. I was at the game on the field. You know what I'm saying? And X was in the booth.
Yeah, I watched the whole game. They blitz TVD every play, and it's like, hey, sometimes the offensive line held up, sometimes they didn't, and that's something we got to work on in practice.
Yeah, we got a few. Yeah, we got a few answers. Smoke said he don't trust his wide receivers.
I agree with Smoke. I think that's the real culprit, because I think some people process things differently, and TVD has a very strong arm, so he can get out of bad situations that he might get into. But the one thing that I did see is that some guys they really act as a point guard when they play quarterback. So Garcia, he acts as a point guard where he's going to distribute the ball to whatever target is moving, to whatever target is open. That's where the ball going. I don't think he really factors in his head. Yeah. Well, this guy dropped the ball last time, so I ain't gonna throw his way. I'm gonna go ahead and look for my guy. I'm looking for, and I'm not saying that that's not something that he could change, because of course he's gonna watch film and recognize that. But I think that is kind of what's going on. You're learning a new system, and just like the coaches are going to put Restrepo in the game because he's the most reliable. He's been doing it in practice and so on and so forth. But now we're starting to see that some of these other guys know the offense too. We're starting to see that Brashard done caught up in terms of knowing the playbook, Romello, you saw what Romello did. He's up to speed. So it's like you got to accept that, and then you got to give those guys the opportunity to catch the ball. You got to throw it to them and not
Yeah,
hesitate.
I think what you got is a new offensive scheme. We watched TVD be able to throw the ball deep a whole lot last year because of the offensive scheme. This offensive scheme is not about throwing it deep every play. It's about um, getting the ball to the right players who open, and that's even intermediate or the middle of the field or outside of the offensive line, stuff like that. So we kind of got, I guess you could say, we got blessed with Lashley saying, "Hey, TVD, Rambo's down the field throwing the ball, or Hardy's down the field throwing the ball." But this year was like, "Hey, TVD, the Strepper was 15 yards throwing the ball right now. Tight end is 12 yards throwing the ball, or receivers, So we gotta just be grateful that we got a quarterback who's going to get the ball to the players."
Right.
And just keep hoping that, hey, one of the receivers is going to say, "Hey, TVD, you can trust me at all costs. Just throw it to me and I got you." Remember,
Right.
Rambo didn't take off until the third game of the season last year. We already 2 games in. We play Texas A&M this week. Guess what? Somebody might take off.
So here goes
Yeah.
some more crazy stats. It's Southern Mississippi, 24 net rushing yards. The hell going on? 24 net rushing yards. Miami had 177.
Mm-hmm.
Miami had 2 rushing touchdowns. Let me see. They had 207 passing. We had 268. We had 24 first downs. They had 12. How good is this Southern Mississippi team? Not that great. I don't know. I'm sure Appalachian State is a lot better. But going into Texas A&M next week, after what we just saw, dog, is Texas A&M our measuring stick? Like, do y'all still feel like that in the comment section? X, do y'all still feel like that? Huh?
I mean, I never felt like that. Remember, I kept saying, I say Clemson was the game. Like, I say Texas A&M was not it was a big game, obviously, but it didn't matter. Because even if you go in the game and win, you just win a game against a SEC team. But you could lose the rest of your ACC games and not do anything. The biggest game was Clemson always. So, especially after Texas A&M lose today, like it's just another game right now.
Right.
Obviously, you want to win it because I don't know how big it's going to be to beat them and they just lost. But
Yeah,
it's still a big game.
It's a big game because you're playing the SEC number one, and you don't want them having more bragging rights because you know how that goes. They're gonna SEC is the best conference ever, and we're just always great. So we definitely don't want that going on. But also I think that you got to win this game because it's a recruiting war, and you know that A&M is recruiting the same guys that you recruit. I mean, hence they won some battles from us this past recruiting cycle. And it's one of those things where if you go over there and you handle your business, you saying to all those linebackers and D tackles and O linemen that you're trying to get out of Texas, you're saying, hey, you come over here, you could be a star, you could play for a winning team that's gonna take over the ACC, and that's why that game is important. The true litmus test is Clemson, though, because I mean, if we defeat Clemson, then we're basically on top of the ACC. So that's the true litmus. Yeah, that's a true litmus test. But A&M is like a consolation prize where we got to win it for recruiting.
You said consolation prize.
Consolation prize for recruiting. I mean, yeah, I can agree, but at the same time, I mean, Texas A&M going to recruit regardless. Jimbo is a good recruiter. They're going to spend money on recruits. That's just something that's going to happen. So even if You go in there and beat them, they still gonna recruit good, or they might recruit and beat us with players we want. So the thing about it is just win enough games, win your division, win your conference, where you don't even care what another conference does. You know what I'm saying? You win,
Right.
you win the ACC, you could pretty much cakewalk into getting any recruit you want. Clemson has been winning the ACC every year. Guess what?
Every year.
They've been cakewalking to get whoever they want.
Whoever they want. And yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So
you see what they do at quarterback, at receiver.
Yeah.
They get whoever they want to get.
And that's basically what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So, win the conference, win ACC, man. Go ahead and beat SEC, beat SEC this weekend. Win the ACC. You beat Clemson, you could pretty much cakewalk and get whoever you want, man. And that's it. Like we aren't in recruiting battles with Florida State. We aren't in recruiting battles with anybody else in the ACC besides Clemson, maybe. And there's only a few. We in more recruiting battles with SEC schools, Big Ten schools. But you win the ACC, guess what? You're going to get pretty much whoever you want because you're winning. You know what I'm saying? Clemson is winning games and they get whoever they want. They look at their D-line. Their D-line is all, 5 stars?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Clemson got a whole D-line and the backups all 5 stars.
Yeah. They got a pretty good secondary, too.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So you win the conference, you could get whoever you want. That's just how it is right now. People could say what they want to say about the ACC, whatever, but ACC is still bringing in top talent year in, year out.
Year in, year out.
It just so happened that Clemson is the only school that competes with everybody else, and it has to change. UM has to get on the level where maybe it's just UM and Clemson competing with all the other schools. You win games, guess what? You get pretty much whoever you want. All
right, man, listen. Go ahead. You shouldn't. I thought you was up.
Nah, I'm trying to say talking to recruits in South Florida. That's all they say. Boy, you I love what they doing. Boy, them boys start winning. We might be on board. And people think it's a joke. Oh, why South Florida kids the only kids who say if you want to win? Shut up. You want to win. Develop players. UM 2018 recruited a top 10 class. Maybe 90% of that class end up leaving. Didn't even stay at UM. Guess what? UM didn't win. You know what I'm saying? So UM start winning, you get the players, start developing, you get the players. And that's just plain and simple. I don't know how to say it anymore.
Yeah. And you see the comment from John Wayne. He mentioned, can we say the guys on the field understand the defense when they were in, wrong position, blowing assignments? I mean, if you're saying, Vontae don't understand the defense, then what about everybody? Based on everybody else's understanding, if that's what they do when they understand, wow.
Rich, James Williams and Cam Kinchens understand the defense. Anybody trying to disclaim that, I don't know what type of football they know. Did we expect Avonte to start over one of those guys? I didn't. I don't know if anybody else did. I surely didn't. So, he just, he got to get in when he fit in. Kids get upset because they not playing as much as they think. But, man, even when Avonte was there before James Williams and Cam Kinchens committed, once those guys committed, I instantly said James Williams and Cam Kinchens were going to be the best 2 safeties on the team. Even when Avonte Williams was there already. And, it's evidence. I don't know what else can you say about it. It's just...
Monday we have a press conference. Monday we have a press conference, right? Where we get to talk to Mario, talk to Gaddis, and we get to talk to Steele. Somebody's going to ask about Avonte. I'm going to ask about Avonte. I was going to ask him about Avonte today. You know what I'm saying? Then they took him out of there. John Wayne said, "But Streeter, can you say these guys on the field understand the defense? These guys are wrong position, blowing assignments. Can you say they understand?" In my theory, nobody has told me this, right? But what I know about the safeties and about Avante, he had to have a lot of help being lined up last year. Basically, a lot of help being lined up. So my theory is that Kevin Steele talked about in spring how these guys wasn't catching on to his defense, and he got mad. He had to dumb it down. So my theory is that there's a reason he isn't playing. It's because he's not getting it. You know what I'm saying? It's my theory. He's not getting it, or it's something else. See, I think sometimes we get caught up with X. I think we get caught up with the player that can get in the game and make a play. And we're like, you put him out there, you making a play. Sometimes kids make plays, and you don't know how they got from point A to point B. Remember Tracy Howard that time? Tracy Howard that time had that pick six versus Florida.
Yeah.
All out of position. He saw it. He saw it, but he was doing his own thing.
He did his own thing, and the coach is mad. The coach is mad.
Right. Because sometimes when you're doing your own thing, you leave somebody else out there. I'm just guessing, so I could only imagine, because we know how talented Avante is. So I could only imagine the reason he wouldn't be getting on the field is because, just like the running backs who can't pick up the blitz, it's the same type of concept. Like, if there's certain things you can't do, then you don't get on the field. You don't even get a chance to get out there and make a mistake. So we'll ask about that Monday. Definitely ask about that Monday. Tay is definitely a playmaker. He is. Last year he got to play by default. Hey, the ship burning. Put the dudes in the game. And I heard he had to be coached. I heard he had to be told a lot before the play where to be or what's going to happen. Some players play sports like that, dog. I'm not even finna sit up here and act like they don't. We heard Devin Hester had to have a cheat sheet for punt return, kick return. Some players do play like that. Right. So I'm not finna sit up here and act like we haven't seen people succeed that way. We've heard these stories before. Mm-hmm. We've heard these stories before. Right. We've heard them before. Some players do succeed that way.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Even Lawrence Taylor. I watched something where Bill Parcells would yell at Lawrence Taylor and be like, "Lawrence, you doing it the wrong way. You're not supposed to be in that coverage." And then Lawrence Taylor goes out there and sacks the quarterback, and he'll be like, "Oh, my bad, coach. I wasn't in the right coverage."
Right.
So, I mean, because it's Lawrence Taylor. And, that's when Parcells learned. Parcells was like, I don't care what he doesn't know about the defense. I got to get him on the field because he's going to make plays. And he looks better than all of our guys put together. And, I mean, I'm not saying Tay is like better than Cam or James. That's not the argument. The argument for me is I want to see the best 11 guys on the field. And just like, in the group me chat, we were talking about Tyreek Stevenson, and people was like, yeah, I got, all this to say about Ivy, but what about Tyreek Stevenson? And I said, Stevenson might, may not be perfect. And you could even argue that he's probably going to be like a strong safety at the next level. You can make that argument too. But the one thing that I do know is that for some reason, when Stevenson is on the field, he makes plays. And we saw that evident in special teams. We saw it evident at corner with the pick. So he's just one of those guys where it's just like it comes natural to him to just make plays. Some guys, it don't come natural like that. And you got to notice that as a coach too. It can't just be, you got to do it the way I say do it. No, man, you got to notice where some guys are they just got that it factor. Like when they say somebody has a lot of ball skills, like Honey Badger. Honey Badger got, he's always around the football somehow, some way. And some guys are like that.
Kamari says, all we're saying is Avonte is better than Blades. It might be some truth to that.
Right.
It might be some truth to that, bro, but that's not what we're saying. I mean, that's not what we're saying at all. Yeah, that's not what we're saying at all. We're not saying. What we're saying is if I had to take a guess, from knowing what I know, you know what I'm saying, from the information I have, that's what I believe. I believe that he may be struggling with the defense and puts a lot of onus on that.
Yeah. But the one thing I will say is this, though. I believe that we'll still have a great season. I believe that our season is going to be amazing. My only thing is, I'm not looking past this season at all. But what I am saying is, I see where, we have positions of need at corner. We got position, wide receivers a position of need because we're still looking for that dude. And, we still got to shore up the trenches. We still got to get some O linemen in here. And, we're going to get all that stuff situated because we got all that in our backyard. With the exception of O linemen, we got all that in our backyard.
Right. I agree. I agree. I'm gonna put it. So time at this Florida game, 16-13. The third quarter just started. Ole Miss is up on. I don't even know who Ole Miss is playing. Who is CARK? Who is this?
Central Arkansas.
Zip. They're up at halftime.
Does it matter?
Central Arkansas. Oklahoma is up on Kent 24-3. Oklahoma State stomping Arizona State 17-3. USC 35-14 over Stanford. Is USC a problem, dog?
Well, I mean, they brought some talent in there, and that talent is wreaking havoc. That wide receiver, the one they got from Pitt. Yeah.
Oh, and then they got Mario too, right? They got the kid out of Florida. That was from Florida, right?
Which one?
From North Florida, that Mario. I think the kid that was at Oklahoma, then transferred over. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
So that's a couple of those scores, man. Let me get a couple of these questions in here. Yeah, man. But to close the Vontae thing out, man. Yeah, listen. I think we're always going to have these arguments. The Willie Williams argument. I don't call it the Willie Williams argument. We're always going to have these arguments. It's whatever's special to coach. I know Coach Hayes gave y'all the whole Coach Hayes speak. I painted him in face mask. Now I got him on the field. But I think some coaches have different things that matter to them, and maybe all coaches don't see it that way. He said USC defense is suspect. Boy, them boy thumping right now, boy.
Yeah,
they're thumping right now. So it was a couple of losses today. Weird losses. Notre Dame went down. Pitt went down. That Pitt Tennessee stuff is weird because last year I think Tennessee jumped out on Pitt and Pitt came back to beat them. This year Pitt jumped out on Tennessee and Tennessee came back to beat them. Listen, man, hit the like button and hit subscribe. It's free. In the member section, I just put the link in the member section. Coach Hayes said, "Hey man, I'm listening. Watch it." Yeah, Coach Hayes is on YouTube coaching, and Kevin Steele is out there on Green Tree. Okay. hey, yeah. He told me you listening. Hey man, I'm listening. Yeah. So whatever Coach Hayes said don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Steele is the one calling the shot, just like it was Randy Shannon down there. Wouldn't play Willie Williams, and there's nothing Hayes from YouTube could have did about it. But you know what I'm saying? So. It's whatever Kevin Steele's believe, right or wrong.
I mean, it's his ship. It's his ship.
Right. So Hayes may have had a better philosophy, and I do believe if a player can't learn your defense, it's because you can't teach it. I do believe that.
I agree.
if you're the teacher and somebody's not getting it, then it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Or prove to me that their brain don't work. So I totally believe that. I totally believe that.
That's why I came up with the theory that I came up with, because I saw how things was trending in the game where, we weren't. I mean, even the commentators were like, we look vanilla on offense. We kind of look vanilla on defense too. We're not running certain things. Knighton is only in the game for 5 carries. And it just seems like they're just trying stuff out. Like Mesidor is nicked up. He not really playing. And it's just like, okay, I chalk that up to, Avante is probably going to get significant, minutes during the A&M game when it matters. He's a gamer. We know that his speed is unparalleled when it comes to any deep defensive back position on the field. I think he's the quickest. He has the quickest reaction when it comes to making plays. So because of that, I'm like, well, I mean, they could just be holding them back, just precautionary type of situation. Even if he doesn't start next game, I just believe that he's gonna play a significant role next game. And if he doesn't, that's gonna be the true litmus test. I mean, from there he could decide what he wants to do.
I mean, I wouldn't put my money on him. I wouldn't put my money on it happening unless he's being disciplined. But we wasn't told that he was one of the guys being disciplined. When you say decide what he wants to do, this I understand. We had Redding sit here for 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And now he's getting a chance to start. I mean, sometimes, dog. Sometimes, especially in this college stuff, right? Once you start transferring around,
you get a stigma.
It's like you're losing your lifelines. You know what I'm saying? It's like playing a video game. You're losing your lifelines. You're losing chance after chance.
You're burning bridges.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You're losing your lifelines. So you can get mad because you're not playing, but we also know that it could be a patient thing. It could just be, hey, listen, man, I get better at this, that. Or I do this better, or I get my shot, or somebody, bro, like. If it was like that, right? You 5-star, you come to the University of Miami, right? If it was say, hey, listen, if I don't get on the field, I'm gone. Then I mean, you probably should have just went to Jackson State right off the bat, because you go to these big time programs, it's guys there, though. Like Ja'Cory Brooks caught 2 passes a day. Everybody was asking about Ja'Cory Brooks at Alabama. Huh?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's a couple different factors. So one, Tay's this is his 4th year. I know he's a 4th-year junior, but it's his 4th year nonetheless. He got 2 or 3 kids. He's healthy, right? So it's like, if I'm healthy and I can go out there and make money for my family, that's what time I'm on. I'm not all that other stuff about me having to, do more up downs after practice or whatever. Like, that doesn't necessarily fit that player that you're talking about. So, because when you look at him, he goes to any other program and he starts. Not saying he starts at an Alabama. Not saying that you know what I'm saying? But he goes to a lot of, and once again, I want him to stay. I want him to stay. And I think it's the best choice for him to stay, just for life after football with the UM brotherhood. And I think that he could bring a lot to this team in terms of getting back to where we need to be, you know. But I think you really got to sit down as men, because that's what he is. Guy has kids. You got to sit down as a man and like have a man conversation. Because from his perspective, you got to be like, look, this is what you're doing wrong. But then you got to answer everybody else's perspective. Because we heard the coaches say, you're going to play the best 11 players. We heard that.
Right.
So you got to be like, yo, you could hold me accountable, but I gotta hold you accountable too. Iron gotta sharpen iron here. It has to.
What position does Blaze play? In the
I
comment
don't know.
section.
I don't know.
What position is Blaze out there playing?
I'm looking in the comment. I mean, you tell me, man.
Blaze plays safety. Star.
That's what they said.
Safety.
That's
Strong
what they
safety.
said.
Goddamn. Y'all just watched the game for 3 hours. Safety. Star. Strong safety. Safety. Football player. I think that has a lot to do with it, Christian. I think Blaze is a football player. Like, I think he understands a lot. He's been here 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he really does.
So listen. The reason Tay isn't on the field is because he isn't better than the two guys in front of him right now.
And we agree with
That's
that.
why. And that's why.
But he is one of the best 11 though.
I'm finna say it again. All right? Okay? The reason he isn't on the field, because he's not better than those two in front of him. Cam and James.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he doesn't do what Blaze can do. Like Blaze can interchange, do different things. He's 26 years old. So listen. I'm not guessing anymore. I was just guessing a second ago, right? I'm not guessing anymore. The reason he's not on the field because he's not better than two guys in front of him. And if that's a reason to transfer to him, we got a problem.
Okay. Here's what I don't want to see though. Look, I mean, we look at Mark Pope.
Mm-hmm. Check your phone, Rich.
So
Listen,
with Mark,
1 second, in the member group me.
Mm-hmm.
In the member group me, I just put the link in there. If one of y'all want to come on and like a call-in show in the member group me, I just put the link on. I just put the link in there. If one of y'all want to come on and talk, y'all come on and talk. But I just told you where the info come from, right? So y'all on here. That's why he's not playing. He's not playing because he does get in the game, right?
Yeah, he does. He does.
But Cam Kitchens may go down before it's all over as one of the top safeties in college football before this is all said and done. And James Williams is just James Williams. And that's where we are. Firestone, you saw Firestone lately. Firestone 215 pounds. And he's a linebacker star or something. Yeah. They're not the same thing.
I got to say this though, with Frierson too. I feel like, and maybe this wasn't. And once again, if you've sat Frierson out because you needed to sit him out, and he's going to play a significant role, I understand that. But once again, Frierson, for some reason, he's in that same type of rare air. I wouldn't say rare air, but he's the same type of player like Tyreek Stevenson, right? Yeah. He's like.
Wait, 1 second. Did he play? Did Frierson play today? They're asking that in the chat. Oh, let me see. They're talking about where's he? Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
But if he did play, he didn't have a tackle. Go ahead. They say he played though, not much.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Frierson is in the same vein as what I see so far from Leonard Taylor, what I see from Tyreek Stevenson, and him. It seems like and of course James, of course Cam. I mean, those are without question. Those are starters. But with Reek, with Frierson, with Leonard Taylor, for some reason, every time they come in the game, they seem to make some type of game-changing play.
Right.
It don't fail. So
Who you say,
maybe
Rick
it's
and what?
Tyreek,
Uh-huh.
Frierson, and Leonard Taylor.
Yeah, Frierson, he played. He don't. Yeah, he played. Just not maybe not a lot.
Right. So that's why, Demetrius, I'm right there with you. I really think that, we're trying to get looks at other guys and see how they react in certain situations. And the only way you can do that is if you put them on the field and you get them out there and you see what they could do. Just like Blades has not played football all of last year. So getting him out there and seeing what he can do, I mean, it's not a bad thing. But I think everybody would I mean, agree that you just got certain guys who just have a knack for making plays. And if
Right.
I had to name them on our defense, outside of our starters, once again, Mesidor is a starter to me. James Williams, Cam, those are starters. Those are starters to me.
Right.
But outside of those guys, you got guys who just have a knack for making plays, and those are three of those guys who just have a knack for doing that.
Right. Real fast. I mean, 786-459-49. If y'all want to get down with IOD Squad, the link is in the comment section. It's pinned at the top. That's our Discord where we talk about we live invest and we trade live, and you can watch us make plays and talk about crypto and talk about NFTs and talk about all these things and a lot of information in there. If you ever trying to get into the market, the crypto market, NFT market, 786-459-4999. We have one-on-ones in there. We have courses you could take. Just check it out, man. It's on sale for $15, and that will go off tonight. It's on sale for $15. And if you want to join and be part of the football villains, the join button is right there next to subscribe. I think it's half off. YouTube paid half for the first month. It's like $3 or something for the first month, and maybe $2 for bronze. But if not, man, just hit the subscribe button, hit like button. Let me see how many likes we got here, Rich. We done have about 1,000 people in here so far.
Mm-hmm. We got 111 likes. Who is number 16?
Malik Curtis?
Oh.
Huh?
Nah, I saw somebody saying 16 should not be starting. So I was.
Yeah, I think they was saying Malik Curtis was playing well. Remember the last week they said Malik Curtis was playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying Malik Curtis was playing well. The light done came on, so they put him out there today. And he had a rough one. That start was rough, right?
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, that start was rough. They threw him out there and it was rough. So real fast, man, I went to see Chaminade and Miami Northwestern. They actually rescheduled the game and let them play this morning at 11 o'clock. And 42-14, right? 49 or 42? 42-14, Chaminade was just too big, too fast. Jeremiah Smith is one of the biggest, fastest. Oh, man, y'all hit the like button. We got 130 likes and 300 people in here. It's one of the biggest, fastest wide receivers I've ever seen in South Florida football. Now, I didn't get to see Andre Johnson. I wasn't here. Bo, I was in the military. He is one of the fastest I've seen. Fastest, quickest, largest kids I've seen in high school football. They just was too. They were too much for Northwestern. I mean, they're too big. The chemistry between JoJo, Trader. The first play of the game, they go up top to Trader. The chemistry between them and the kids that play for the Ravens, just too much. Now, Tiger played his behind off, Rich. Tiger played his behind off, did as much as he
I'm
could
sure
do.
he
He was
did.
scrambling around everywhere, passing around. He was scrambling around, but they just were too. Chaminade, dog. Chaminade may be the best team we have in Florida, bro.
Over Heritage.
Yes, Heritage has 27 seniors. Central didn't look well the other night, but Central came in that game like they seemed a little too lax. You know what I'm saying? They kept banging out. Stancorn was suspended for a half or something like that. But Chaminade Central, I don't know if they play this year, but those probably the best two in Heritage, the best three teams we have, man. But if I had to take a head to head, man, Chaminade's be hard to beat, dog. Hard to beat, dog. Hard to beat. Chaminade.
They got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent.
Heritage and Chaminade play this week.
Heritage and Chaminade play.
Mm-hmm. They always play.
That's great because I was going to mention I got to see that head to head before I say that Chaminade is the best team, because that Heritage team, they got a quarterback who understands the offense. They have two great running backs. They have like 3 or 4 great receivers. I mean, pretty good front seven on defense. I know that you got some pretty awesome pieces on offense for Chaminade. But Heritage overall, like the whole team, looks like, they got guys at every position.
This is Jeremiah Smith. I've showed you plenty of pictures of Jeremiah. The kid is huge and he's quick as a cat. I don't think they use him enough, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think they use them enough, but they have. I mean, they have a lot. Edwin Joseph, who University of Miami, I think, offered him as a DB. I think Andrew Evans today said wide receiver. Very talented kid. Edwin Joseph did his thing today. He was guarding. Edwin Joseph actually at cornerback. They had him guarding number 1 for the West. The kid that transferred out of Booker T. We call him Man, but it is. They had him guarding him. That's a big wide receiver. I think he's a tight end at the next level. Mm-hmm. But Edwin is physical at cornerback, man. I think Miami liked Edwin at cornerback. You want to say he liked Edwin at cornerback? Yeah, I think Miami likes Edwin at cornerback too. Edwin's a football player, man. Yeah, I think he's like 6'1". Edwin's a football player, man. He almost got loose. He caught like a slant, man, and he's really good in traffic with yards after the catch. Really good in traffic with yards after the catch. But man, Chaminade showed up this morning. Early in the morning, it was hot out there, dog. It was hot out there earlier this morning. I caught a little bit of that before I went over to the Hurricane game. So yeah, that was just a quick update on that. Couple pictures we caught, man. What Harry Perry looking at? Boy, look like he looking. look at Romello, man. Romello cloud, man. Couple pictures we took.
I think Edwin Joseph is. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just going to mention. I think he's one of those sleeper kids that Miami always used to pick up back in the day, before he got his 4th star or 5th star. Mm-hmm. And so I think I would definitely say kudos to him, to Miami for, recognizing all this talent that they got on the Chaminade team and offering the guy who's a 3-star about to be 4-star plus.
Right.
Because every single game since this whole season, he's been nothing but special. So,
yeah, no, he is. Ever since last year, I'm gonna tell you, 2 years ago we went to watch them practice. And this was before Jeremiah and all these kids was there. And we went to watch them practice, and me and Twan left that practice like, hey, who's this kid? And it was Edwin Joseph. So I mean, that was 2 years ago. He was the guy. Like 2 years ago, he was the man. He was their wide receiver. Then you get these 2 5-stars coming in, and it's like, I'm sure he's open all the time. I'm sure he's always open.
Mm-hmm.
They have a star-studded wide receiver core, bro. Big time. Big time. So like I said, if y'all just got in here, man, the question was, we got X in the background again. I guess the question was, this Texas A&M game now, does it take out a little luster? Is it still a measuring stick? Because listen, man, Sean Round's a new member. Sean got so much money, he bored. He like Scrooge Ducker, and he's swimming in money. Tell me Sean ain't just become our first Sean, you
Platinum
funny,
experience
man.
member.
Yeah, Platinum experience member, man. So the Platinum experience, let me read y'all the Platinum experience. Sean went and figured it out, huh? This is funny. I don't know. X flickering in the back. I'm not sure what that means. So Sean just came out first. Platinum experience is like $49.99 a month. And I know one of the perks is that, yeah, if you're in Miami, you can actually come sit on the Caneville show and ask a question. Or come sit there with us and talk. I know that's one of the perks for being the Platinum. Shout out to Sean Round, man. Sean Round's our biggest donor, man. He really believes in what we're doing. Somebody said I sound like a preacher. Who that is said that, Rich?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't see it.
I thought I put it up there. Oh no, Sean Round messed it up. Somebody say Street sound like a preacher. So let me see, man. Shout out to Sean Round. I think Sean Round just did the inevitable.
Somebody got to do it. Records are meant to be broken.
So shout out to Sean Rounds, man. He get all the Platinum experience, get IOD access. He already in IOD. He get there go X right there, man. X, what's up?
What's up? Hey, what's the I'm trying to check out the Florida game. I was trying to check it out. What's the
23-16. Kentucky up 23-16.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I keep telling y'all, hey, college football ain't the same no more when the top dogs just dominating.
Right. So listen, X, Sean Round just came out first Platinum experience. It's $49.99 a month.
Sean Round. Okay.
He just came out first Platinum experience. So if Sean Rounds is in Miami, he can actually be on the Caneville show. Get Caneville show invites. He got priority in comment section. He get access to IOD Squad. Sean Round shout out to Sean Round, man. I think he just came out first Platinum experience.
Pull up, Sean. Let's go.
Listen, YouTube don't even give you a discount on the Platinum experience. They're like, man, if you finna click this button, we ain't giving you no discount. That boy said, I am Platinum Diamond, baby. Shout out to Sean Round, man. Listen, bro, we totally appreciate you, big homie. Totally appreciate you.
You know, I wanted to ask you, and Richard a question, because maybe this might be something to kind of keep an eye on. Okay, so for the last 2 years, not this year, Lashley was on field. The offensive coordinator was on field. This year, Gaddis is up in the booth. You think that's a problem?
Well, TVD looked uncomfortable. I think it has something to do with the blitzing. Did he get sacked early in the game?
Yeah.
He got sacked often.
Right. He looked uncomfortable. And I don't know if that have anything to do with Gaddis per se.
I mean, because Ponce is his quarterback coach, and Ponce is on the field, right?
Yeah, Ponce is the one on the field.
So it should, it shouldn't be a problem if Ponce is the co-OC, or just even if he's not the co-OC, he's basically the next man in line.
Nah, I think dog. I think the blitzing probably kind of got the TBD. Dog, he looked really uncomfortable, dog. He looked like I often asked him if he had COVID in the press conference. Hey, TBD, you got COVID or what? What we got? Monkeypox? What's going on, bro? Like,
I think Jalen Rivers or Scaife. One of them said it this week. They were like, from watching Southern Mississippi film, they blitz every play. So, maybe we just didn't prepare for it. Maybe, I guess. And we was like, we just better than them.
You said TVD line didn't protect him. They didn't protect him earlier in that game?
Nah, not as much as they should. For him to if he got sacked 3 times, that's not protecting him.
Right. Somebody say he listening to the hype. So X, we just got confirmation word that
to the hype.
We just got confirmation word that the reason Tay not in the game is just simple. He's not better than Cam. He's not better than James.
That ain't even confirmation. We could have told y'all that from.
But right, so it ain't no somebody got naked pictures of somebody mama. It ain't that Tay got caught smoking. It ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that.
I said James and Cam was gonna be the better safeties, and everybody saying, "Oh, Tay going." Yeah, no.
What position does Blaze play?
Blaze is a safety star cornerback. He could play the whole secondary.
Right. So could it be the fact that Blaze is in the game? He's been in college football for 7 years. Could it be the fact that the reason Blaze is in the game because you can do different things with Blaze?
I think Blaze maybe understands the defense a lot better.
Right.
Like you say, he's been in college for so long, so he knows some type of defense.
So A&M will blitz us, and they're blitzing us with 5-star youngins.
It doesn't matter if you blitzing with 5-star or if you blitzing with 2 stars. Blitzing is blitzing. If you're going to get in, you're going to get in.
No, I think it matters if you get hit by Shamar or those little guys that I saw on the field today. It was some little guys out there on that field today. It's a difference if you get hit by Shamar or you get hit by.
But I'm just saying a scheme. If you blitz, you blitz. Like it's.
Yeah.
It's
well, you saw what Dallas Turner did to Quinn Ewers, right? He was off of the game.
He thumped him?
Oh yeah. He drove him in the ground. He has a collarbone strain, I guess. So he didn't break his collarbone, but he damn near did.
What quarter was that?
First quarter.
What? Oh, really?
After Ewers threw.
He didn't play that game? He didn't play?
Nah, he got hit. Once Dallas Turner hit him.
He was done.
Yeah, he was, man.
But before he got hit, you know that he was 9 for 12 for 134 yards, I think.
Yeah, he was giving Bama problems. And then Dallas Turner, South Florida kid came and hit him, and changed the whole trajectory of the game. Like,
wow. So, wow. Well, we're sitting in the press conference waiting for Mario to come in there, and somebody got the game up on the laptop. And the picture, you see the picture of the Auburn kicker. Texas kicker name was Burt Auburn, and the Beast of Brian the Beast London was like, is it going to read tomorrow? Auburn beats Alabama. I thought that was funny. But the dude looked like Carrot Top. The kicker name was Burt Auburn. So he said, is it going to read tomorrow? Auburn beats Alabama. And a minute left in the game. They get the field goal. And I say, Bryce, here we go. Bryce Young, another Heisman moment for Bryce Young. Prevent defense. He going to kill you either in the air or with his feet, dog. And at that point, he wasn't having a great game. But you go prevent defense, man, he going to kill you.
He going to kill you, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know why teams do prevent, because you give quarterbacks momentum to drive. Once they cross the 50 line, you can't play prevent no more.
You can't.
You giving quarterbacks that, like, just go ahead and get in cover 2, man, and just tell your man to back up. Just don't let them get beat deep. Catch everything in front of you. But prevent is, you basically say, hey, we finna give y'all opportunity to drive. You know, at least cover 2, you say, hey, well, we playing defense. You know what I'm saying? You can't give Bryce Young anything. If you've been having him struggle the whole game, keep making him struggle till the clock reads 0-0-0.
And I will say this: it was definitely a Heisman moment. Him, with the runs, eluding the DN, not taking the sack. But I gotta say, if it wasn't for C.J. Stroud, he would definitely be. If we had the Heisman tracker going on, he would definitely be number 1. But C.J. Stroud,
well,
man,
C.J. Stroud didn't look good last week like that. So
this week, man, this dude was throwing dimes, man.
Who he played this week? Come on,
Arkansas State, man. Look, you could if you go watch his highlights when he threw those long touchdowns, you could see the ball like elevated in the air. It like does this rainbow shape thing.
He definitely throws the ball good. Hey, off top subject. Notre Dame defensive coordinator is Al Golden, and they haven't looked good.
And they what?
They didn't look good today.
Got him.
I just wanted to throw that in because.
Oh man!
It says I get to throw Al Golden and the other guy Diaz under the table. I'm gonna throw it.
Man, they gonna learn today.
Did anybody see this Arch Manning play last night?
No.
Man, who is this guy playing against? It's like he's playing against Little League.
This is Arch Manning, the number 1 quarterback down there. So here we go.
Hey, I seen somebody post on Twitter. They say they posted a video of Archie Manning playing and they say County. And that was this. And they say
this is Arch Manning right here. We go. I'm gonna show it to you. And they said this is Arch Manning if he played in.
Indeed, in this that one right there when Bobby.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put it up.
Yeah, that was funny when Bobby hit the dude and the helmet came off. Yeah.
Right.
And they said if Arch Manning played in I think it says South Florida. If Arch Manning played in South Florida.
Hey, Rich, how long you giving Marcus Freeman?
Oh man, look. Same thing that Ed Orgeron said. I mean, I give him to after the season. Maybe he'll get a second season like Tyrone Willingham did, but
I doubt that. I doubt that, man.
Here you go, right here.
Like,
yeah,
pretty much.
Arch Manning out there do what he want to do out there on that field, doggy.
Hey, Street, how long you give Marcus Freeman?
What Rich said?
He's 0-2 right now.
I said to after the season, and then he's gonna get. They're gonna tell him the same thing they told Ed Orgeron.
They lost to Marshall today. They lost to Ohio State last week, so he's 0-2.
They say 0-3.
No, he's 0-2.
Yeah, they count the bowl game too. I think they count the bowl game.
They count the bowl game.
I forgot he coached the bowl game. Oh, wow.
And you can't even blame that on him because half the team ain't gonna play in the bowl game.
Yeah. So,
I'm talking about he on the hot seat already.
You know he is.
Hey man, that's Notre Dame. For one, he's a black coach. We already know how that goes. I was kind of upset that he did take the job because I was like, man, that's a school that's just not going to give you the opportunity. It's like not. Texas. It was like Texas with Charlie Strong. You're not going to have the opportunity.
And you know what? You should have saw his face after the loss. You should have saw the coach his face. He he had this like dejected look, like he was just feeling down for himself. And that's a lot of stress, man. It's a lot of stress because he knows, he understands. Like
Man,
his
that's
leash
some
is not
stress I
long
would
at
have
all.
told them. I would have told them, no, man. I would have been there. I'm gonna go coach somewhere else because Notre Dame is not a school for a black guy. I'm just
Nope.
being honest.
What?
Nah,
It's not. I mean, look how they did Tyrone Willingham. They did him
Man,
dirty.
if he win, listen, if he win, he's staying. Tyrone Willingham started off winning, right?
he did. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he won more
If
than
you
he
win-
lost. He won more than he lost.
He started off winning. You just don't get all that rope. You just don't get all that rope to hang yourself like everybody else. I mean,
No.
I mean,
the
look,
fact that
it's-
Florida State will go broke, the fact they'll go broke playing Willie Taggart to get out of town is weird to me. Cause basically that's what they did. I mean, they kind of crippled their program
Just to get him out of there. Yeah.
to get them out of there. Did y'all see this play last night where the referee threw the dang on flag in the boy?
Yeah.
Central versus Booker T. Referee threw the flag in the boy helmet.
Yeah. But Streeter, it ain't no different from what did with Randy Shannon.
Huh?
I mean,
I said that ain't no different from what did with Randy Shannon. We basically paid him and couldn't pay another coach. We had to pay Al Golden like pennies to come coach a team.
That's true.
We had to pay Randy Shannon. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest. A black coach coaching in college football at a major school, his chances are not there. I mean, the one coach who's been successful, even if he lose, is what's the guy name who's at Stanford? The guy who was at Stanford, I forget his name.
I forget his
y'all
name.
in the comments know his name. I know everybody in the comments know the coach at Stanford name.
David Shaw.
He's been there forever, right?
Yeah,
he's been there forever.
He's been there once the Harbaugh left, so he's the only one who could be there and not win and lose and still gets the chance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how much of a major school there is, but it's major.
What if black coaches just start saying, you know what, I'm gonna bet y'all. Let's go over under. If y'all fire me in less than 3 years, my payout is $100,000. Y'all owe me $100,000.
Right.
Not $100,000. I'm sorry, $100 million. If y'all,
go ahead.
If I last more than 3 years, and you fire me in year 4, then you only owe me $5 million.
Cedric Baxter from last night.
Man, that kid is not. He's not.
Cedric Baxter.
That's a grown man.
Yeah. And one thing I'm seeing this year from when Edgewater plays, they don't run him as much anymore because I mean he's accomplished everything that he needs to, but in those kind of like they did with Duke his senior year. So he's about.
And then they got that other running back that's younger than him. They
13.
They trying to get on the scene. So.
But the cool thing is when Baxter when he gets his chance, he does stuff like that.
So fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, Kentucky is still up 23-16 over Florida.
Street, you see that? You see that question right there?
Wait up 1 second. Anthony Richardson got 9 for 23, 100 yards. Damn, Ant.
I told him he wasn't that good of a passer.
He's not. Naquan Wright 6 carries for 24 yards. Trevor Etienne 6 carries for 39 yards. Dog, really no offense in these games, dog. Why is there not any offense in these games? What's happening different with football, bro?
Dang, Street, the question went up. It was a question that somebody just asked about.
What?
They just asked, is this Chaminade offense comparable or as good as the West offense with Jacory? It should be. It's up in one of the comments. It's in the comments.
Oh my God! They started talking about this in the press box today. Don't do this, dog.
It's in the comments. It's weird because I guess because we've seen the West for 2-3 years like that, and then we getting to see Chaminade like that, so we haven't seen the finished product, so we don't know.
Tree next. Do you think Chaminade offense right here? Tree next.
Level,
You think Chaminade offense is in the same level as the West offense with Ja'Cory Harris? Go ahead, X.
I mean, I'm just be honest. As far as talent level, if you go talent for talent, you could say yeah, but no. That West offense was something that we ain't never seen before, man.
Yeah, we
When
never
you
saw
say
that.
when you say if you go talent for talent, what are we talking about here?
Okay, so just go start at quarterback. You compare Ja'Cory to CJ. They not
Corey's
much
way
different.
better.
Ja'Cory's not
Right.
much different. If we go running back, are we going Easterling or we going the year Easterling left?
What you mean?
I mean, okay, so remember Ja'Cory number was they were 2 years in a row. Easterling was 1 year, and then he left, and then the next year they had what was the guy?
Who was the other running back they had?
I forget the name. Who was the other running back? He
was like the
small
backup
guy.
quarterback too.
Yeah. He was a little small guy. He ran for a lot of yards, but he wasn't Easterling. So I forget.
No, I think the team is the Easterling team, bro. The team that had Easterling is what we're talking about.
Team.
Of course.
Well, if you talking about Easterling team, then no way, it's nothing.
No, man, we're not there yet. I think Easterling averaged 20 yards a carry.
Man, I don't think a team.
That's what it looked like. It looked like when they handed the ball to Easterling, the defense was so spread out, trying to cover God and Jesus and Moses and Thanos, that Easterling averaged 20 yards a carry. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It's like he got the ball 15, 20 yards every time he touched the ball. It was like, man, let him run. Just let him run.
I don't think Chaminade is there yet. Chaminade is good. They good. They got everything that checks the box from quarterback.
They don't have that running game.
Running back, receivers, defense.
They don't have that running game. X.
And then I don't think their defense is like that either. Because that West defense was pretty good.
Chaminade defense played well today. Their linebackers was they're big up front and their linebackers were very aggressive.
No, they don't have. Good, but their defense wasn't like the West defense. That West defense was good.
And it started in the trenches for that West.
That West defense was good, man. That you had what was his name? Who was in the middle?
Was Corbin Lamb was the running back you talking about?
Corbin Lamb was the running back.
The kid that went to Louisville, that's what we saying?
Yeah, Lamb was the running back. Who was
even that offense, Lamb was a kickoff, but even that offense was better than Chaminade offense. Chaminade offense not there yet. CJ isn't Ja'Cory Harris.
They not there. They not there. I mean, even with JoJo, Jeremiah, and Edwin, 3 great receivers, 2 5-stars, a 3-star, 4-star, whatever you want to call Edwin. But you had Tommy Streeter, you had Darius Johnson, Kendall.
They had
Tompkins,
another guy, Kendall Tompkins.
And they literally had 5 receivers that was like over 500 yards the whole season.
And they had the tight end. What the tight end name was? Larry Bluestein.
The tight end. Man, that offense was rolling. They had
Wayne. Then they had Wayne Times, right?
Wayne
Times. They had the old lineman who was 4 of them guys went D1. The defense you had Spence.
Teddy Bridgewater wasn't there yet.
Bridgewater wasn't there. He wasn't there. Bridgewater wasn't there.
Devontae David, Marcus Forson.
Devontae Forson, yeah. You had all those guys, so it's like, nah.
The kid that went to jail with the long dreads.
Yeah, him.
Went to South Florida and came home from South Florida and got arrested.
Yeah, Chaminade, they good. Chaminade might be the best team in the nation right now, but I don't think they on that West level. That West level, I don't think we've seen a team in Dade County like that. The only team
they're the best team. I don't know they're the best team in the nation. They got a tough matchup next week, X.
They play Heritage, right?
Yeah.
I think they cakewalk that. I think they cakewalk Heritage.
Woo, Heritage got 27 seniors, boy.
I don't care if they have 50. I think they cakewalk that Heritage.
I don't know.
I mean, outside of Ennis and Fletcher, what they offense gonna do? You just focus, put JoJo,
Ooh,
On
they got,
Enos.
My problem is I don't see nobody on
they
their
got
defense
Malachi.
stopping.
He's a true freshman, but I mean,
My problem is not even. It's just I don't see nobody on offense on their defense stopping Mark Fletcher. If you wanted to, you could sit there and make and control the clock by just running Mark Fletcher.
all right, stop that. Somebody say Jacory is the better quarterback in Dade County history. No.
hit the like button for me.
I think they're saying out of CJ with Chaminade.
Okay, yeah,
No,
he's the better
that one
quarterback.
person. No, that one person said the best in history.
They
X-rated,
say
right?
Jacory, best high school quarterback in South Florida. No, absolutely not.
Who you think it is, X?
I once asked the question. I asked the
J-Boy.
question. I just talked to him the other night. He said he's gonna come on the show. Ethnic Sands J-Boy.
The best quarterback in Dade County history. Regardless if he didn't throw the yard that Jacory did, he was the best quarterback I've ever seen play in Dade County football.
You know what? And that's the issue because he was good. And even coming to UM and transitioning to receiver, you would never even think he played quarterback because he was that good at receiver.
Yeah, he was man.
But when Jacory and Teddy, when they came into, it's like they played football in a different era.
Yeah, it's a different style of football. They was throwing the ball.
Right.
J-Boy didn't have to throw the ball. I seen J-Boy put the ball in the running back belly, pull it. Everybody hit the running back, and J-Boy was 40 yards down the field. And this was in the Orange Bowl when they played against South Ridge, and South Ridge was good. This when South Ridge had Darren Davis. Darren Davis ran for like almost 3,000 yards. I'm talking about J-Boy was 40 yards down the field, and everybody hit the running back. And I was like, oh, how the hell did he do that? And he's in the end zone, like walking in the end zone. And I was like, oh, yeah, nah. I don't think nobody could beat this Kansas City team.
Yeah. And the way they played is they controlled the clock a lot. And, I mean,
it was
just different.
I mean, but like you say, man, different eras, man. But I mean, Streeter era, cause y'all had what was the guy? Ryan Collins. He was good. Rohan Davey was good. What was the guy who played at was it Miami Beach or North Miami Beach? It was one of them. I forgot. Y'all had some good quarterbacks back then in that era, so it was like, man.
From you say from Miami? You talking about the kid that went to North Miami Beach? That went to Michigan?
Yeah.
Shoelaces? No, not.
Nah. Shoelaces was after.
He was about to come to Miami, right?
Shoelaces?
Yeah.
No. Because Shoelaces, they didn't recruit Shoelaces as a quarterback. They told him he
not Shoelaces. No, the kid from Miami Beach, and that's when Cheney said he wasn't going to send us any more kids anymore, right?
No. Okay, so you talk about Doug Wiggins. You talk about Wiggins, not Wiggins.
Okay.
Because Wiggins did come to UM, and then he ended up transferring to Western Michigan. No, I'm talking about this had to be like 90, 93, 94. I forget his name, man. He played for North Miami Beach. Because I remember my brother hit him and he broke his collarbone.
93, 94.
Yeah.
Think about that. I once asked the question in 2019, who's the greatest quarterback that ever played at Trash Power Stadium? I asked the question on Facebook. And the first person to answer was Rod Mack, and he said, who X just said?
Ethnic Sands.
Ethnic Sands. And he was the first person to answer. And I was like, dang, Rod answered that pretty fast. And I said, played at Trash Power Stadium, right? So Lamar Jackson played at Trash Power Stadium. And the name that I saw the most come up was Ethnic J-Boy Sands. You got the question Brian Greasy, and then we was trying to figure out if Brian Greasy ever played at Trash Pile. Some people said Greg Jones. You got a couple Rohan Davies, Darius Hadley, Lamar Tank Powell said Lamar Jackson, but you didn't get that many. A lot of people said ethnic J Boy Sands, dog.
Man, J Boy was a guy, man. I don't know if anybody just respect football enough to not say he wasn't the guy. He was that guy. He was the best.
Jacoby Brissett.
He played.
Teddy Bridgewater.
He had 2 years. I think Kansas City was undefeated 2 years. Yeah, I mean Jacory did it 2 years undefeated too, but I don't know if it was like that Kansas City team. Because at that time, that South Ridge was a powerhouse, and they was beating everybody. South Ridge, Jackson was good, Central, Norland. There was a lot of good schools in that era. And then, remember the districts was a lot tougher back then because it was basically like everybody was in one district. You know what I'm saying? So,
Norland was up on, let me see. Norland was up on South Ridge, 33-zip in the first half of the night.
Norland? Oh, yeah.
So listen, man, let's get ready to get up out of here, bro. Just so we can watch the end of this Florida. Florida is down 16-23 to Kentucky with 6 minutes left. And I'm going to go out and say this before we get out of here, bro. Like X said, I really believe that there's kids that are at schools that wouldn't be at these schools because of the transfer portal. I think the transfer portal is slowly creating some type of parity across college football. That's what I believe. We saw it last week. This kid Brownlee this week, I don't know where he came from, but he was goddamn mossing IDBs. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, why you gotta always bring the Sean Taylor stuff up, man? Come on. Can I
didn't bring up
the Sean Taylor? Oh, somebody said I heard X was like that until he played Sean Taylor. Come on, man. Can I get over that? Like,
X never played that trash power, man. X played for Braddock.
I played that trash power.
No. But no, I think slowly some parity is being created, bro. And a lot of these teams, we only pay attention to our transfer portal kids. We don't pay attention to nobody else transfer portal kids.
Nobody else. Yeah.
A lot of these teams loaded. Florida State went straight to the transfer portal.
Florida State basically did what Michigan State did last year. They just
Right. So man, listen. Go ahead. So 786-405-9499. Y'all want to get down with IOD Squad. The link is in the top of the comment section. Just click it. If you want to become a football villain, click the join button. Shout out to Sean Round becoming our first platinum member is $49.99 a month. The other ones are like $4.99 and $6.99 a month. Sean Round, shout out there and salute to him, man, for being one of the biggest supporters, man. Y'all want to say something before y'all get out of here, man?
Shouts out to you, home, man. We 2-0. One game at a time, man. One game at a time, man. Obviously, it's not pretty, but hey, the win is a win. One game at a time. And that's it, man.
Yeah, so he platinum. Talk to him nice.
Shout out to Sean. It's a long season, so one game at a time. And as long as we win, I think that's kind of that's where we want to be. We want to win. So,
hey, but you want to know something so funny. So take a stroll back into history. That 2017 team, we won 10 straight games. And we won 10 straight games, but a lot of fans were still unhappy.
Were they?
Yeah, I guess it was like how we was winning some games. Like,
quarterback play.
Quarterback play. Virginia game, we was down 27-14 or something like that, and then Jaquan Johnson gets the interception, and the game dramatically changed. The Florida State game, we was down 20-something to 7, and then Red Wine hit the quarterback fumble. Now the game changed, and we come back and win. It just was how they was winning. They just wasn't happy about winning. Like, I don't know how you not happy about winning games. Like, you win.
You said they weren't happy about winning.
Yeah, like, how you not happy about winning? I mean, we aren't at the liberty to be beating everybody by 40 points every game just yet. We aren't there. So,
right.
Be happy we won. We won what 30-7 today, 23 win. 23-point win. The only way you should be mad is if you bet for the 26 points.
What was the spread? I was just like, what was the spread?
26 and a half. If you bet that, then that was just, hey, I don't know what to say.
I'll say this, bro. I'll say this. The way Miami played in the first half, we almost went into halftime down, right?
Yeah, it was 10-7, yeah.
And to look up and you see the score 24-7, 30-7, and Miami's playing, we don't know if they're playing good or bad. I don't think the team has been like that in a long time. Where it could be playing bad and still, even against bad teams, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the team has been like, right, 30-7, and your defense shut them out and Grower gets 10 yards.
Yeah.
I don't think the team has been like that in a while. I honestly don't think the team has been like that in a while. On the way out of here, man, I'm gonna say this: the Texas A&M game, them losing just took a little luster out of it. But they gonna be pissed, though.
I don't think so.
They ain't trying to lose 2 in a row, bro.
I don't think
they trying to lose 2 in a row.
Well, yeah, I don't think it took anything out of it because that was the game they was looking forward to playing against UM. So I think it just probably fired them up a lot more.
But they ain't gonna be number 6 no more.
As you just said, they don't want to lose 2 games in a row because they lose that game. Now the game against Alabama means nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No, it just when I say it took a little luster out of the whole game, like of this game being that, oh man, we beat Texas A&M. Nah, they just showed their hand. Not like App State. App State ain't chopped liver. App State already showed that they can play on the level of ACC. SEC. Big they done showed you they can play on that level.
Didn't they beat Michigan that time when they blocked the field goal and ran it back?
Yeah, but they had North Carolina in week 1, right? They had them on the ropes.
They should have beat North Carolina. So I think, see, like you say, Streeter, man, it's just college football ain't what we used to think. Like the top dogs ain't just gonna be the top dogs. You got kids who are 24, 25 years old on teams.
That's true. That's true.
That's grown men playing against 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Guess what?
We got a few too. Gilbert Fires.
They gonna play. They gonna beat them kids up, man. I don't know if I grown men like that, but I know other teams grown men like that.
Trying to check the schedule, see App State. So Pitt goes down today. That's also Pitt loses 1 to Tennessee.
Pitt loses to Tennessee. Pitt loses to Tennessee. The quarterback was the dummy. I don't know what he thought he was doing in overtime. He should have just threw the ball away instead of getting sacked.
Wow, Florida about to lose. That 3 minutes left. They down 23, man. Y'all go ahead and watch Florida lose. Shout out to Sean Brown. Say I'm a platinum member. Talk to me nice, man. Y'all go watch Florida lose, man. Don't let us hold y'all up. And Malik Bryant. They say Malik Bryant is at Florida, right? Malik Bryant is in the house at Florida.
He's having a horrible. He's having a horrible time. I mean, yeah. Hey, but check this out. If you're down in Miami, what we're trying to do, me, Streeter, Twan, we're trying to set up something like college game day at a football game. We just got to find the right area where we could do it. And I think I found it today. We'll do college game day. It'll be live, obviously. Live, y'all fans can come up, scream, do whatever y'all want to do, and maybe get in some of the filming or something like that. But that's something that I've been thinking about. I think we're going to do that. I found the right area, but I just got to figure out how it's going to be able to be done. Because it's kind of like behind the tailgating area, almost close to the stadium. But we just got to have somewhere we could plug up the equipment and stuff like that. But it's a perfect area, so we're gonna try to set that up for one of these games at least. To give y'all the experience, the game day experience that we do. I know everybody love to come tailgate or go in the game and stuff like that. We just, want to vibe.
Somebody mentioned the sports area at Tootsie's.
Well, hey, ain't gonna be no filming it now.
Florida 2 minutes left. Damn, 1 minute 43 seconds left, and Florida down 16-23. All right, man. Listen, man. Don't put off tomorrow. Something you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away, man. Send us a text, IOD Squad, if you want to get down, 786-459-499. I'm D, man. That's Rich, and we out of here.
Streeter,
What up?
Before we go out, did you talk about Columbus beating
Who?
Tampa?
Jesuit?
They beat them. They beat them bad.
I don't know if Jesuit is as good as they was last year. They still got the running back, though. The running back scored on the first play of the game.
They supposed to be a powerhouse. Columbus went and beat them bad. I had a pretty good game yesterday.
What was the score?
Did they have the Q?
Like 30,
do they still got the
30,
QB?
Like, who, Tampa?
Yeah, and I heard it was like 40 something.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like 40 something to 17 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think Jesuit is as good as they was last year. They struggled in their first 2 games.
They lost some players, but still.
Yeah.
They struggled in their first 2 games. Cedric Irvin, they say, had 3 touchdowns yesterday. They say he was the man.
Yeah, him and TJ. TJ was terrorizing that team, man.
They beat them 32-15.
TJ was terrorizing. Every highlight I seen, TJ was terrorizing. That's South Florida been kicking butt, huh?
Ronnie Powell got a good point. He says, Streeter, that's why they expanded the college football playoff. They see it coming. Damn, UF just lost.
I think that's some topic we ain't discussed yet about the college football. Do y'all agree with the 12, or do y'all rather just stick with 4?
What X trying to do? X trying to continue. I don't know. I don't sign us off already. X, man, go play with Diamond and Tootsie Feet at Tootsie's, dog. Whatever they named it. What is triple name these days? Hennessy and Alizé, Cotton Candy,
and Peaches, and
Pole Vulture, whatever they named is. X trying to make us stay on here.
I found out one the other day name was Hennessy. I was like, I love you. I told her I love her. Your name Hennessy, I love you.
It's not over yet. It's a minute 43. All right, man. Y'all get up out of here, man. X, go find something to do, bro.
All right, man.
Yo.
Take it easy, yo.
Yo.